Welcome to the Fit Vegan Podcast, the show where we help you optimize your health, fitness, and mindset on a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. My name is Maxime Sigouin. I am a former triathlete, powerlifter, bodybuilder, and basketball player, and I've been vegan for over 9 years. I'm also the founder and CEO of Fit Vegan Coaching, which has helped over 500 vegans from 20 different countries to completely transform their bodies and their health. I'm excited for you to hear today's episode. Let's get into the show. All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Fit Vegan Podcast. So as you can see by the title, we're going to be going deep today. How to stay motivated when anxiety and depression kicks in. This is a question that's been coming up often in my Q&A on our Facebook group, on my Instagram, and from some of our members in the program. And so I wanted to give a few things that I personally do when I do feel this way. So one thing I want to mention is I do also have these moments. I know as much as I share that I'm, waking up at 5 a.m. and I'm doing my deep work and I'm running and working out. Like I also have my moments where I eat, shit food, where I'll go have some vegan donuts, where I don't respect my bedtime, where I sleep in past my bedtime, where I'm not always productive. I have my moments where I feel anxious, where I feel depressed, where I feel sad, where I feel overwhelmed. I'm human as well. I have these emotions. I'm not just a robot that's an action-taking machine, which I like to see myself as that, but I'm not always operating in that frame. Like I have my moments where I feel down also, and I don't do things that are in alignment with how I want to live. And so today I want to just be a bit more vulnerable and honest, but here's how I personally handle it, and I get myself out of these funks when I feel anxious or when I feel depressed, right? And the analogy that I have for myself, that's just for me in my head, when I do feel like anxious and depressed, it's like I'm in a boat that is in the middle of the ocean, and anxiety and depression are basically like, I know it sounds weird, but people that are walking on water and that are literally scooping out water from the ocean and are pouring it into my boat. They're basically filling my boat with water and they're making me sink, which is making me feel anxious and sad and depressed and overwhelmed. And so all the things I'm going to list to you are things that allow me to empty the boat. So basically me grabbing a bucket, grabbing water from my boat and throw it outside, right? Like I can't kick anxiety and depression's ass to stop pouring water into my boat. All I can do is grab a bucket and empty the boat. And I do this until anxiety and depression and all these other emotions get tired of pouring water into my boat. And then I can just like basically empty out the boat and move along. So the first few things, right, is taking it one step at a time. Because I know that when you have those moments where you're feeling overwhelmed and anxious, or you're not feeling well, every task seems like a big mountain. And so I try to break it down by just taking it one step at a time. So whether that is like setting my alarm and then being like, okay, I'm just going to go and take my cold shower now. And then I'm going to brush my teeth, and then I'm going to get up and I'm going to have my coffee, I'm going to read, and I'm going to go up my office and I'm going to work, right? Like not seeing the overall of the day and all the things that I have to do, but literally just taking it one step at a time. Because on the days where you're feeling well, you can look at the overall of the day and be like, yeah, I'm going to crush it. But not every single day is like that. The other one is talking to your partner, someone that you love, that you can trust. For me, is my fiance, Ivy. There's many times where I just go to her and I'm just struggling, and I just vent and I just talk and I process all the things that are in my head. For me, talking, how can I say that? For me, I've always had a hard time focusing in my head all the ideas that I have. And so when I talk out loud, it's like putting them on a whiteboard. And so when I do feel anxious and depressed and overwhelmed or sad or anything, I like to talk about it, because for me, it's grabbing all these ideas that are jumbled up in my head, putting it out on a whiteboard so I can better see them and understand them and see that they're not as bad as what I thought they were. And they help me better understand them and see what's happening, basically. So having someone that you love, that you can trust to share these things with, that is not going to use them against you, that is going to be there to support you and create a space for you to be able to talk, is really important. And for me, that's my fiance, Ivy, who I can have these conversations with her. The other one is to go in nature, right? There's a the sense of overwhelm and anxiety and all of that, to me, a lot of it is associated with technology. Because I run a few different companies now, and sometimes it's a lot of things happening at once, and all of it is tech related because I work online. And so my phone, my iPad, my laptop, and all these things are going off. And so being able to go in nature and put my phone on airplane mode and not have anyone be able to reach me and just breathe and be present and be in nature and get the negative ions, spend time with Ivy. Again, I have my partner in all of these steps pretty much because it's important to me. But that allows me to kind of like decompress and kind of calm myself down. So that makes a difference for me. Going for a quick run outside is always great, right? Not every run is for cardio. Some runs are for mental health. The other point is cold showers are my go-to to reset me, because I know that when I am in a funk, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling anxious, the first thing that happens is a blockage of taking action, right? It's like, I know I should go to bed now, but I'm not. I know I should wake up now, but I'm not. I know I shouldn't eat this food, but I'm not. And so forcing myself to do something that's hard in a controlled manner, that in my opinion, and just from my testing, has brought me the most benefits, is doing a cold shower. Because I don't want to do it, but it's small enough of an action that I can commit to doing it. And it just, something magical about it, just shocking your body where you're just like, oh yeah, like I feel good, I feel alive, because your body basically thinks you fell in the ocean in the North Pole and that you're gonna die from being in cold water. So like the adrenaline kind of kicks in, and you're like, okay, cool, I feel alive, like I can do hard shit. And that just helps me kind of get me back in the mood. So cold showers, I do them daily. They've always helped me reset. Sometimes I do them twice a day if needed. The other one is clean up your nutrition, because when I am feeling that way, I will turn to food that don't always make me feel great. And the thing is, if you eat more processed food or shitty foods, then it makes you feel worse, right? Like you feel puffy, you feel bloated, you feel gross. You don't feel good about yourself from eating that way. And then it's kind of a vicious cycle that it's hard to stop yourself. And so just by cleaning up your nutrition, it makes a difference for me. Like when I have those moments that are very intense, like getting some cold pressed juices, like a green cold pressed juice, just something fresh and vibrant to kind of be like, okay, let's just like, kind of restart this. Let's eat some more fruits and vegetables. Let's make a smoothie. Let's make a stir fry versus going in ordering pizza or cookies or whatever it may be. So cleaning up your nutrition is also one of the ways that will obviously affect your gut health, which is going to affect your mindset, but it's also going to affect how you feel about yourself, because when you eat good food, you feel good. If you eat shit food, like you just feel bloated and gross in your body. And then the last one is for just do something that's going to clear your mind. For me, that's writing. So I have my iPad, which I can easily erase with the pen after, but I just write everything that's in my head, right? I'll just open a blank document, and I'm just going to write everything that's in my head, the things that are making me anxious, the things that are making me overwhelmed, the things that are making me scared. And I'm just going to write until I have nothing left to write, until my brain is empty, and then I feel better. Right? A lot of times there's certain fear about certain things, living and thinking about the past, thinking about the future, and writing it down for me just, again, allows me to see it on paper. Some things I have to talk out, some things I have to write on my own, but those are all the things that help me get back on track and stay motivated when I do feel some anxiety and overwhelm or all these emotions coming in. Like, as much as I'm a coach, not everything is perfect, and I have these moments as well, which I never really talk openly too much about. But I thought it was really valuable for me to share, because I'm trying to be a bit more open this year with some of these things. But it's not always easy. I don't always want to go and do workouts. A lot of times is I go because I told Ivy that we would go. And for me, I have to, and that's a part of my identity, to lead by example. And so I don't want to tell Ivy, like, I want to show up regardless, and then I don't want to, but I told her we would go. Well, now I have to go because I told her I would go, because it's a part of my identity of I'm someone that shows up, right? May not be the best workout at all, may not feel great, might not be able even to hit the numbers that I normally hit when I'm working out, but at least I went, right? And that's a step towards rebuilding that momentum to making me feel good. And so that's what I want to share with you guys. Shorter podcast today, but I just wanted to be open, honest, vulnerable, that I also feel this way as other people do, because it's a question that came up often. And those are the things that I do to help me get back on track, rebuild that momentum, and allow me to motivated is, I think, is the wrong word, but I put it in the title because that's the word that you guys were using when you asked me the question, but committed would be my word of choice. That allows me to stay committed to the actions that I need to take to ultimately get to the goals that I want to get. I understand that those are a part of the process, right? A little bit of feeling anxious, sad, overwhelmed, definitely one of them. Depending on the size of the goal that you have will determine, I think, the strength of those emotions. And I have some pretty big goals that I want to reach that are really far out of my comfort zone. And so I know that these emotions are normal because I'm stretching the boundaries of my comfort zone. And so knowing that, it makes it easier to deal with it. It doesn't make it pleasant. It doesn't make it easy, as in it makes it easier to deal with it. But I know that I'm pushing for goals that are far outside of what someone like me can do. I've already accomplished more than I thought that I could ever do. And that made me feel a lot of different ways that I didn't really enjoy, but it allowed me to push my boundaries of my comfort zone. And so knowing that the other goals are far outside of my comfort zone, I think overwhelm is a normal emotion. Anxiety is a little bit of a normal emotion. So it's like, how do I manage these things and develop these tools that will allow me to show up even if I feel that way? So hope it was powerful. I'm just going to repeat them really quickly. Take it one step at a time. Talk to your partner, somebody you love that you can trust. Go out in nature, cold showers. My go-to to reset myself, clean up your nutrition, and do something to clear your mind. For me, it's writing. For some people, it's painting or reading or yoga, whatever it may be, but do something to clear your mind. So hope this podcast was valuable. If it was, feel free to share it on social media so other people can benefit from it. If you have any questions for me, let me know. If we need help with transformation, the link is down below, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Ciao.